Good.
What you was on this weekend? What you was on yesterday?
Yesterday, I was at No Jumper.
Of course.
Getting my motherfucking Jamba Juice snatched up. That shit was great.
Oh, I totally forgot that you was sitting right there looking crazy as hell. Yeah, that was crazy. Yesterday, I was cooling at home watching the shenanigans unfold at the crib.
We might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
What did you think, Suspect? How do you think everything ended yesterday?
I felt like House Phone, I felt like that was granted. I feel like everything he did was granted. You know what I'm saying? Like with everything that has transpired, you know what I'm saying, the past couple of weeks with his name in it, I think that he had every right to, feel the way he felt and get that out whatever way he felt too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? At the end of the day, what happened was hella fucked up. You feel me? And I think that shit shouldn't happen. I ain't talking about yesterday. I'm talking about the whole shit with House Phone. I think it shouldn't happen. But, I mean, yesterday, that shit was crazy. I feel like, he got that shit off his chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was warranted. I really can't. In no way did I look at that shit and was like, he did too much. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he felt the way. You know what I'm saying? His life has changed forever. You feel me? So whatever transpired from that moment, like, I feel like he was kind of granted. You feel me? Like,
Smack, I'm gonna need you to take the motherfucking record, put it in the mirror, and let that bitch reflect.
Well, shit. How I feel about it is, man, you feel me? Right is right, wrong is wrong. You feel me? Like he said, he had the option to not put it up at all. He had the option to make sure they go over that shit and take everything that they supposed to took out. You feel me? So at this point, man, right is right, wrong is wrong. That's just the goddamn bottom line. So I ain't mad. Whatever happened, you feel me? Now it's over. That's in the past. Let's move on and get this chili, man. No jumper.
What about you, Josh Mack? You never got a chance to really speak your mind on it.
I think the conversation that was had between Adam and House Phone that happened on camera, off camera, and then on camera again, I would have liked that to have happened when this whole situation happened, but I'm glad that it finally happened. It was great to see House Phone and Adam both be able to express how this really shitty, terrible situation has affected both of them and how neither one of them is happy. But the fact is that they were able to talk. I think there's a lot of things. Not only was House Phone greatly affected by this, I think House Phone and Adam's relationship was really just put to the test here, where they were both questioning what they were to one another, how they wanted to move. And I feel like a lot of that was resolved yesterday, where both Adam and House Phone recognize their friendship to one another, their employment towards one another, what they want to be bringing to the table for the business, how they want to act. I feel like these are all conversations that needed to happen right away. And I'm happy that they finally did happen. And I feel bad. I feel terrible for House Phone. I feel like though it needs to be reflected that he has handled this unbelievably well. From
1000%.
the second it happened to, like, House Phone is the who I think has handled this best. And I was so proud and happy to see the two of them as friends, not have anything to do with No Jumper, but as friends, be able to talk and come to an understanding yesterday where they can move past this.
Josh, how did you feel at that moment during the first segment when it got a little bit crazy, and then the drink incident, and there's a potential fade about to go up? How did you feel at that moment?
I was half anticipating that to happen.
Okay.
I had a shitty feeling from the second we filmed the interview until yesterday was resolved. I had this shitty feeling in my stomach that shit wasn't resolved. Shit didn't feel good here. Shit didn't feel good amongst anybody. Things weren't settled. So in my head, there was a 50% chance that this was going to go down in words and they were going to be able to get through it. But there's also a 50% chance that shit was just going to get super emotional and shit was going to fly. I thought that was, to be honest, I was getting ready to text Tone when the drink was thrown, and the fact that he was already there ready to go in the
Where
cut.
the fuck was he? Was not in the room.
So he was
that
in
fool
the
teleported
so
like
he was in
Nightcrawler.
the other room
He walked
and was
through the wall.
all of a sudden, boom, through the wall, in the room, ready to break it up.
It's so weird, from my perspective, because right when Adam started to say the thing that triggered house phone at the very end about the funeral, my instinct was just to cringe. I was like, ooh, I knew that was the wrong thing to say. And I just went like this and I buried my face in my hand.
Secondhand
I was just like,
embarrassment.
yeah, exactly. And at that exact moment, house phone reacted so quickly, but I didn't see what was going on because my head is still down like this. Next thing I know, I'm feeling moisture, from this, from the juice splashing on me. Pause. And then by the time I look up, Tone is there. You feel me holding house phone back, and like it just happened so quick, and I didn't see it, so it was just like hella disorienting. From like, oh, what?
That's
You feel
exactly
me?
how that shit be. Like everything be happening so fast when you in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Shouts to AD for how quick he reacted, though. That was truly a Batman moment.
And that shit was crazy. I was at home watching it live.
But like I was saying before, Lush, and I think you said it too. Like you could feel the energy happening. Like you two sitting in the middle was like, if you guys didn't do that from the get go, like it would have been necessary because you could tell that there needed to be a buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could feel it in the room.
Facts.
And like you said, the second Adam said what he said, it was a nuclear bomb that was just thrown into the middle of the conversation that you knew was like, you knew it was going to get bad after that. Like that was the tipping point, hands down.
Definitely.
But the fact is that they did it off camera and they did it again on camera, but that they were able to actually talk to one another. And dude, you guys assume that there's a lot of these conversations that happen with us off screen, and it's
it doesn't
not.
happen.
Unfortunately, most of what you see on camera is
people's
most of the
first time.
conversations, and most time it's the first time people are hearing this. And these are combos that, is entertaining as fuck as they are for other people, their friendship matters more than any of this, and those are combos that should have been handled off camera and had right out the jump.
Well, Phone wanted to have that on camera publicly because he
I
felt like he
understand
was
that.
dragged
Right, no,
publicly.
I completely
Yeah.
understand that. But having been there yesterday, wouldn't you say that House Phone was able to be much more clear with his words and his intentions and everything off camera with Adam than he was on camera?
1000%. You know what I mean? And not to mention like what people didn't see, the moments in between those two lives. That's like, that's where the most growth and progress was made. But if Phone had actually driven away with the other Josh, his manager, if they had actually driven away, I don't know where we'd be at right now. So I'm glad that AD, assisted by young Robin Uno, was able to, you feel me, shut that shit down and bring him back.
On the real, shout out House Phone too, man. You a strong dude, man. Like he said, he was going through it. You feel me? But it takes a man to go through it. You feel me? No matter what, he accepted it. You feel me? He ain't ashamed of whatever happened, whether it happened or didn't happen. I'm just glad he kept his brain and insane. You feel me? And he can move on with his life now.